Welcome to Six Figure Firms. I'm Margot Massey, your CFO strategist. I'm excited to be with you here today and share with you different things on how to build your six-figure firm. And today we are going to start and talk about mindset. Who is Margot? Margot built her firm while raising my kids and being there for them. That was my lifelong dream, that I wanted to be around for my kids and not miss anything, and at the same time have my career and being able to do both. Just a little bit of a housekeeping, which is in your best interest. Just your business deserves your dedication. Shut off all your notifications and just give yourself this time with a notebook to listen, and even just listen first and then take notes, and I'll send you the recordings again so that you can really soak in and hear the material and be able to listen, ask questions, and really just make yourself present for this. Give yourself the time to learn, to implement, and really say, that I can do this. I know before I was able to do this, I used to be like a hot mess all over the place, and things were a lot harder for me. Now I take the time to learn and implement. Things have really evolved for me, and I want the same for you. The first thing we're going to begin and talk about is having a boss mindset. Having a boss mindset is the first key ingredient to having your own business. Now, when you have a boss mindset, it's thinking that you can do this. Now, there's two parts to this. There's when you don't have the boss mindset, there is a lot of self-doubt. You think like, maybe it would be easier if I put this down. So when you think you're easier that you would put this down, you're almost like tumbled by the blocks of what being an entrepreneur is about, and you just fall anytime something happens. Self-doubt is something that creeps up and it comes with fear, but it takes us away. If you see down the mountain, it takes us away from our goal. And at the top of the mountain is our goal of what we need to live and breathe and just think every single day of what we want for ourselves and our business. Now, also, when you think of your goals, it's the goals of the business. We can have personal goals and we can have business goals. Now, sometimes our self-doubt is when we're driving the business, and it's separating what we may need as a person and versus what the business needs. And that's what we're going to be able to evolve this week. And I'm really excited to be able to share this with you. There's two main reasons why entrepreneurs are not successful. It's lack of clarity, and they stop. And these both have to do with mindset. Now, your mindset has to be very clear, and you have to know what you want. And being an entrepreneur is like being a hunter, because the business is not going to come to you unless you drive it, unless you go out there and get it. You can have a lot of referrals, you can have a lot of resources, but you still have to drive that in all sorts of ways to make the clients happy, client productivity. You have to get paid, and there's all sorts of parts of that. Another thing is, as entrepreneurs, they stop. They get really frustrated by all the things that come in the way, and they just stop. And they just say, business doesn't work, it failed, the niche, the this, the that, and they come up with all sorts of excuses. And these are the two big things that I find entrepreneurs have a big problem with being successful. It's not about making the money, it's not about the clients, it's about being clear, and it's about being clear, and it's keeping their eye on the goal. So Napoleon Hill wrote this book called Think and Grow Rich. He had nothing to start with except the capacity to know what he wanted and the determination to stand by that desire until he realized it. Now, if we sit and we think about this goal, we'll see that people are once you're determined, you can accomplish anything. And if he can do this, we can do that. And he woke up with this determination every day, and that's how he reached his goals. So this is my famous quote when I talk to entrepreneurs to help them with their scaling components. Now, if you get clear and keep going, you're going to be able to walk yourself into millions. People start by, I won't do it, I can't do it, all sorts of negatives. And if you see here, it's almost like a 5-year-old where they're sitting there like a tantrum, and then they climb the ladder and they say, I want to do it, but they don't know how to do it. And then that's where they say, how do I do it? And then they start to climb the ladder. As you see that, they say, I'll try. And then they say, I can. And then once you see the difference of the body composure of I'll try and that they will do it, and then over here it's like, yippee, I did it. Yes, I can do it. And you'll see that all these sorts of things that you're going to have throughout the journey of being an entrepreneur. And very quickly, when you say you'll try and you don't stay one foot in front of the other and go this way, you can quickly topple down very quickly. But if you keep yourself up this ladder, you can be able to walk yourself, whether you want 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, or even if you're happy with $50,000 a year, you'll be able to walk forward, but be able to keep pushing yourself forward. Now, going into the two things that we talked about of why entrepreneurs are not successful is a confused mind doesn't buy. It's the lack of clarity. Is your lack of clarity holding you back? Do you not really know where you want to go? Do you feel that you're just driving this business or that the business is controlling you? If the business is controlling you, what are those factors that you feel that are controlling you that you don't have the clarity on? Because if you don't have the clarity, then our clients and our prospects are not going to buy from us. So if they're confused, they're not going to buy, and then our clients are not going to grow. And we all like money. So I want us to talk about one of the first steps of importance of being an entrepreneur. We need to make a declaration. A declaration is what we're about and what we bring. The three components to this is I am, I want, and this is why. Now, I am. So I'm Margot. So I am a CFO strategist. I want to help other accountants and bookkeepers scale their business. This is why. My why is my children. And at this point in my life, my why is transforming into more freedom because my kids are getting older and I've already accomplished that I can be around for my kids. When you have this declaration, it's like this beautiful rainbow that you know what you have to bring every single day. Now, not only when you give yourself the declaration is that all that it is, we need to give ourselves the national champion. You want to give yourself that champion, oh, this should have been belt. You want to give yourself that national champion belt and tell and declare it. You want to think of Rocky when Rocky sits there and he goes into the ring and he says that he's going to win that fight. And that's what you do when you wake up every day when you want to scale your business. You say, I am. And anything that happens out of that, you get yourself back into that mindset of that national belt of I am. You declare who you are and you will grow into this. You may not be this now. And this is a big thing is that you may not be who this person you want to be. And each day and each week and each month, you're going to grow into that. But if every business owner has to grow into who they want to be and of their vision of their business. So the components to this is that we got to get clear. And how do we get clear is we don't care about what other people think. Now, you're going to have bumps across the road where they're going to tell you that you can't, your ideas are crazy, it costs too much money, it's never going to work. And you're going to feel that anytime you do something out of the typical box, it may not work because other people may not support you. Now, when that happens, you have to really make a decision to think, do you really want this? Or are you going to let people drive that decision? If you are in the driver's seat, you're going to be able to think yourself into millions. And with that, you cannot wait for permission, because if you wait for permission, you're going to be waiting forever, and you're never going to step into your dreams and build the business the way that you want. Once I made this mind shift of not waiting for permission, that is when my business started to move and drive the way I wanted it to go. So let's talk about the few factors of getting clear. You want to get specific. What do you want to get specific about is how much money do you want to make? You want to make $50,000, $5,000 a month, $83,000 a month, which is $1 million a year. You have to decide how much money that you want to make. When you make that declaration, the universe is going to open to all of these types of things. So if my current goal is $1 million a year, my goal would be $83,000 a month. If I really want to knock myself out of the park, I'm going to say $95,000 or $100,000. You want to declare big. You want to scream it to the world, say it in front of the mirror, and post Post-its all over the place. You want to declare not what you need, but something big. And you want to be open to the possibilities in the world. You want to be open to receive, and to see what's there, and to accept it with love and with care. And not just say, oh, I don't need it. I have my $5,000 a month. You never know what possibilities can come through. Let's take time to establish our why. So this is why. This is why I want to do my business. So anytime something happens, you have your why. This is why. This is why I want to do my business, because of my children. It is the thing which does not let you sleep. So when you decide these few factors, you're going to need to decide your why, and that it doesn't let you sleep. I know my goals, they don't let me sleep. They have me up at night thinking, and I have different creativity flourishing to get to my goals. So here's the components of making a personal declaration. I am, I want, and this is why. I am a CFO strategist. I want to make $50,000 a month. And whatever your why is, your why because you want to save, you want to send your kids to college, you want to send yourself to medical school. There could be all sorts of things. And if you need help with that, I would love for you to share and to ask me. Let's talk about the thought process that comes in between things as being an entrepreneur that comes along of building. You have 5 parts to the thought process. You have the emotions, the thoughts, the decision, the action, and the results. The emotions is what happens instantaneously when things happen. You have a whole bunch of thoughts of what you should do, shouldn't do, and it becomes like a whole should all over yourself. And you want to make a decision. You're deciding what to do from those emotions, and you're going to start to take actions, and results take from our actions. But we don't want our business to work off of emotions. So we want to be able that when things are going on to distinguish these 5 factors. This declaration of what we did over here is what you have to have on top of mind every day. You're going to wake up and you're literally going to just be on it. You're going to be like Road Racer, like Speedy Racer, and you're going to be on your declaration every single day when you wake up. Now, as we said before, people stop because they get frustrated and they just stop. Now, you don't want to be that person who gives up. You don't want to be that person who is frustrated, and you definitely don't want to be that person who just stops. And in those situations, it's like, what do you do? And these are all normal things that happen as an entrepreneur. Do you throw in the towel? Do you not get help from it? Do you not get help? Do you not get a mentor? Do you not pivot? Pivot is when you take different actions to accomplish those goals. You don't continue to do the same thing and expect different results. We look for other options. So ask yourself, how badly do you want it? How badly do you want those goals? How badly do you want that 50,000 a month? How badly do you want that first 5,000 a month? You want to helmet up and get into it and really make a decision. When you're building a company, stopping just can't be an option. When you stop, all sorts of things happen. You get stuck in fear, you get fight or flight. Now, if you hear the dogs, keep going, because that just means you're doing something right. You're walking through those stone walls, you're walking through the fear, you're walking through all those sorts of things to move forward. And if you want a taste of freedom, keep going too, because until you figure it out, you got to keep going. I want to share with you some of the tools when all these sorts of things happen that you can take care of and use as a source for support when these types of things happen. As we talked about, you want to get clarity. You want to get clear on what your goals are and what you want. You want to consider the ROI. You want to consider the return. You want to ask for help. You also could get a mentor. Now, being part of this group and being part of this challenge, you're going to be able to get help so that you can drive your business forward. And now, when you invest in yourself and you invest in your business, those are the types of things that are going to help you towards your goals. You don't compare yourself to others. When you compare yourself to others, it's like taking yourself down to negative zone and you're never going to get out. It's like ground zero all by yourself and you're in your own mind. So these are the 7 tools that you are going to want to consider when things are not going straight. Now, what you want to keep in mind is you want to follow someone who did it, someone who has that GPS. They've been through it, and you can tap into their resources. Now, again, being part of this program, you're tapping into Margot's resources so that you can drive your business forward. Now, this is a person, if they're over here, they're upset and frustrated, and this person is going to fly away with all their goals, and they're just going to keep going, and no one is going to stop them. We do have to keep in mind that detours are always going to occur. Something like what happened to me this afternoon. I was in traffic and I was 30 minutes late to this afternoon's class. The tire can get flat, the internet can get out, but you have to pull out your positive mindset, which is going back to your declaration, which was I am, I want, and this is why. So when things go wrong, you put this all over your wall, you put this near your bed, you put this on your phone, that this is your purpose every single day. So when you pull out the positive mindset, you pull that out. So what's going to help us with our financial goals? We have a new mindset, new results, take responsibility, and better habits. When you have a new mindset, you get better results, you take responsibility for your actions, and you get better habits. Things change when you change your behavior, not doing the same thing over and expecting different results. We take responsibility for our actions, and therefore we open ourselves to possibilities, new results, and then we have a possibility to meet our financial goals. So I want to remind us about our commitment for the declaration, which is keep going, and you tell yourself every day, I commit to the taking actions necessary to achieve my financial goals. Now, when you do this commitment, you want to think of Rocky, and you want to have those hands out and scream, I'm going to make those goals and I'm going to keep going. You want to commit to the action to take necessary to achieve those goals. And you have now all these, sorry guys, you have these tools to help you drive forward. Your journey is going to go straight, it's going to the left and turn to the right. And what I suggest is from this moment on, you hit Control Alt Delete and start from the beginning. Erase everything that you've known before and start again and go into this with a fresh mindset. So to conclude our lesson for today, this is our grow work, which is personal declaration and commitment. Personal declaration, our commitment declaration. I also want you to go live in the group and put into the universe this, because once we put it into the universe, we're more open to receiving it. And the first thing is I am and where you are from. So let's say this is Margot. I am the CFO strategist from Cedarhurst, New York. I commit to taking action necessary to achieve my financial goals. And you don't have to say what your financial goals are if you don't want to. And then the third thing is use the hashtag I will keep going. I will keep going. And anytime you have something going on, you tell yourself, I will keep going. I will keep going. I will keep going. And you just tell yourself that over and over and over. So I hope you enjoyed Mindset Day 1. I hope that you really took this in and took around the possibilities of this. And I'm excited to share this all with you. And I look forward to seeing you in day 2.